So what's good, y'all? We back in here with another video. Took a day off, took some time to relax, but we back, talking about Scottie Barnes, because this past season, Scottie Barnes became the first Raptor since Vince Carter to take home the NBA's Rookie of the Year award. And I think it's time that the NBA community recognizes just how good Scottie Barnes could potentially be. Because I think Scottie Barnes is the best young Raptor star since Vince Carter, and I believe he's better than DeMar DeRozan, and DeRozan was a great Raptor. But when you look at the way the NBA game is trending, and with the stars around the league, and just those guys that can do a bit of everything, that's what I see when I watch Scottie Barnes play basketball. Barnes this past season averaged 15 points per game with nearly 8 boards and nearly 4 assists a night, shot 49% as a whole, and the stats were good. His impact was there. But it's not just the stats that are appealing when it comes to Scottie Barnes. It's the eye test. It's the fact that he's a great athlete. It's the fact that he can move well at 6'9" with a 7'3" wingspan. He's got those guard-like skills, high IQ player, can really play any position on the floor 1 through 5. We even saw him in college take over some playmaking duties as like a point forward, which is something that I think we should see a little more of next season heading into year 2 of his NBA career, while also being capable of being the best defender on the floor most nights as well and guarding the other team's best player. So he can do it all. Like I mentioned, when you watch NBA stars, a lot of those guys, or the special ones, can do a bit of everything. You look at LeBron James when he was in his prime. Am I saying Scottie Barnes is LeBron James? No, I'm just saying those guys that can do a little bit of everything, they last long. They're able to have long careers. And Barnes is one of those guys. He's a high motor guy. He has the passion, he has the energy, and I just love watching him play for reasons like that. Not a lot of guys bring that passion to the game, especially when you're that good. And he brings it every single night. Now, the only true weakness he has right now is probably shooting jump shots, specifically from 3-point range. He shot just 30% this season from deep. But I think one day he'll improve. I don't ever see him as like a great shooter or a guy that will ever reach like 40% from 3, 39, 38%. But I do think he can reach league average. That's fair. I think he can reach league average. But even if he doesn't, it's not like it's a huge deal. I mean, for example, look at Giannis. He's not a 3-point threat, but he still finds his own ways to dominate the game in his own fashion. And with Scottie Barnes' skill set, I think he can do something similar, because he is one of those guys that, a versatile player, and he shows that star potential at only age 20. And that's what makes him a special kind of player, and in my opinion, the best Raptors prospect, or the best Raptors young star since Vince Carter. He can be one of those guys that can be one of the best players in the league. And eventually, I think he'll be Toronto's best player. He wasn't this past season because Pascal Siakam is. But I do think if Toronto wants to get back to being that title contending team like they were literally not too long ago, you could say about 3 seasons ago, I believe Scottie Barnes has to eventually take that next leap. But like I said, he is only a rookie. He's heading into year 2, still a lot of time, and I think he will eventually take that leap. Will it be next year? I don't know, because Pascal Siakam had such a great year. He's a very good player, and he bounced back big time this past season because he had struggled the year prior. So I don't think he's ready to give up that number 1 option yet, but Scottie Barnes is coming. He's going to take it from him, and I just think it's a matter of time. And when he does, that's when I think Toronto will finally reach that title contention type of level with this team, if a lot of the guys on this roster are here. And it's because he just got that it factor. No offense to Pascal Siakam, he's a good player, he's a star. But I just don't see him as a guy that one day you can win an NBA championship with, leading your team. I just don't see it. He just doesn't have the skills to do it. And I'm not saying he's trash. Raptors fans, do not come after me. I'm not saying that he's a bad player at all. But when you watch the NBA Finals and you watch the teams that always win the championship, they always got a guy that's an MVP candidate or a top 10 player in the league. And Pascal Siakam isn't that. Like, Pascal Siakam is probably like a top 25 player in the league. He's hovering from like 25 to like 15 if you want to say at best. But he's not a guy that can win you a championship or like, be that best player. He's a good second or third option like he was in 2019 when Kawhi was there and they won. That's what he really is. And I think Scottie Barnes one day will become the best player, and then hopefully if Siakam's still on the team, which I think he should be, he'll probably be in that second, third option and it'll work better. They can definitely play together. But if Siakam ever becomes that second or third option and Barnes becomes the team's best player, like I think he will, because I think Scottie Barnes has that it factor to be an eventual MVP candidate kind of guy and one of the top 10 best players in the league at one point in his career, then Toronto can make their way back into that title contention picture. I really do. The team is pretty good. You know, they were a playoff team this past season. They struggled in the first round against the Sixers, but I think it's almost that time. It's almost that time, and it's only year one, or it was only year one, and we're heading into year two, and the sky's the limit for Scottie Barnes. Not a lot of people talk about him because I believe he plays for the Raptors. I believe it's just because of that. Because if he was like in a Knick uniform, people would be going crazy. And I'm a Knick fan, I'm telling you the truth. If he was like in a Knick uniform or anything like that, people will be sweating him. But because he's in Toronto, you don't really hear about him as much. He should be in that discussion with the Cade Cunninghams, obviously with Evan Mobley and all those guys like that. Or even with the top, 15 best young players in the league, because I do think he's got it like that. I think he's one of those kind of guys. And next season will be a big year for him in improvement, seeing how much he improved his game. Let's see if his jump shot improved a little bit, if he can become a guy that can hit 33, 34, 35% from three. But I think year three, Scottie Barnes, watch out right now, I'm saying it right now, year three Scottie Barnes will be a way better player, and he'll make that leap. That is the time he will make that leap. But I'm just mentioning it now because Scottie Barnes is the best Toronto Raptors young player since Vince Carter was drafted by the organization or traded to the organization on draft night. And that's just my opinion. That's what I believe. I think the sky's the limit for Scottie Barnes, and I think he's going to have a great NBA career. If that's what the Toronto Raptors for his whole career, so be it. I think, it's a great fit. The Toronto Raptors are a great organization, and they're great at player development especially, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the years to come for Scottie Barnes. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.